Story that is unfolding at the top of this hour is the Hamas-Israel hostage swap. This is the breaking news that we have for you at the top of the show. Hamas has released 3 Israeli hostages following successful mediation efforts by the Egyptian and Qatari officials. The hostages were seized by Hamas during the October 7, 2023 terror attack. The release is part of a prisoner swap agreement that will see 369 Palestinian prisoners and detainees freed in exchange. Visuals are coming in from Khan Yunis, where Hamas fighters have released 3 Israelis. This is the 6th swap as per the ceasefire deal. A total of 76 hostages were in the custody of Hamas. 3 have been released. Akansha Swaroop is with me on the broadcast. Akansha, just help us with the details as we see these visuals.
Right. Arunima, these 3 who have been released, let me quickly share their names. They are Sagui Dekel Chen, who is again an Israeli-American, Iyar Horn, who is an Israeli-Argentinian, and Alexander Trufanov, who is an Israeli-Russian. So all 3 who have been released have dual citizenship. And remember, as you rightly highlighted, over 70 prisoners have been with Hamas. Many are still believed to be in their captive, many of them even believed to be dead. But in the first phase, we've seen how 33 prisoners were swapped during the ceasefire deal that had been struck last month itself. 5 high citizens were also released, which was part of a separate deal, Arunima. And today we are seeing the release of these 3. But it's important to highlight right now that this entire release is happening under much strain. In fact, talks are currently on in Cairo, and Israel and Hamas have been, exchanging some very, stringent sort of exchanges. They're saying that Hamas has in fact threatened that if Israel continues to violate the ceasefire agreement, blocking aid, shelters and tents and the return of the displaced Palestinians, and if they continue to attack Gaza and the Palestinians there, they will not be releasing any more prisoners in future.
Akansha, that's a key point that you're making, because Donald Trump has literally read out the riot act to Hamas, isn't it? His deadline ends today. So if out of 76 remaining hostages, only 3 have been released, the remaining 73 still not following the deadline set out by Donald Trump, where do you see things moving from here on?
Talks are currently on in Cairo, and we know that there is a larger plan as far as Donald Trump is concerned. Ever since he's taken to the White House for a second time, he's shared plans of, in fact, taking over Gaza. He's not shared any deadline or timeline in terms of for how long the United States intends to stay there. What will be the role of Israel then if the U.S. makes its presence? Donald Trump, as we all know, his background with real estate, has investments. His son-in-law, in fact, Jared Kushner, who had played a very significant role in Abraham Accords, also has real estate investments in Israel and Gaza. So, in West Bank particularly, we can expect that U.S. has some real estate interest also in redeveloping Gaza. So there is a latent threat coming in from the United States. Can the U.S. in fact be impulsive about this whole swap? No, they cannot. We do hope that the talks in Cairo will be able to pave the way forward. And even though, yes, you rightly highlighted that the deadline ends today, we'll have to see how the entire situation, in fact, shapes up. Because remember, as you highlighted, several prisoners remain in Hamas custody. Who looks after those captives? Will they be killed by Hamas? Neither United States nor Israel can afford that, because many of them are not just Israelis. As I highlighted, these 3 have dual citizenship. So there are other countries involved as well.
Akansha, thank you so much. Akansha Swaroop there, breaking it down for us, even as the hostage prisoner swap continues between Hamas and Israel. That story is still unfolding.